brothers and sisters, Goans love parties, celebrations. We only need a reason to celebrate. A small reason would do. Somebody's birthday, somebody's wedding anniversary, somebody has passed the exam, somebody has built a new house, somebody has brought Mother Mary into their home. That's a reason for us to celebrate. And we love parties. We like to come together and celebrate. My dear friends, in this context, I would like to tell you about Don Bosco, Saint John Bosco. His relative had a celebration in the house, a party in the house, and his uncle, John Bosco's uncle, he requested him, Father John Bosco, please go for this function because they want to have a mass. Don Bosco, he was hesitant, but then because they needed to have a mass and they approached him, he said, okay. He went for that function. He was a young priest. He went for that function and he celebrated the mass for them, and they requested him to stay for lunch. So because of their request, he waited for lunch, and during the lunch time, he was happy to see all his relatives and friends together. But then what happened? The wine was poured in the glasses. People started drinking and getting drunk. And then that conversation that started on a very beautiful note, it suddenly got a little funny. It got crazy. And there were insults, there were bad words, there was, all type of funny behavior, very sinful behavior. And Saint John Bosco could not stand it. He just left that party and he went running back to his church. And he made a vow. He said, Jesus, henceforth, I don't want all this. Because if I want to remain away from sin, I need to run away from the devil. I need to run away from temptation. My dear friends, we need to remain away from sin. It is very, very important. Today's first reading reminds us about it, wherein we are told that just as death came into the world through one man's sin, it spread because everybody sinned. The wages of sin is death. And because of everyone's sin, that death has come. But through one man, that is Jesus, all of us have been saved. We have received His grace. My dear friends, we need to remain away from sin. That's what today's first reading is reminding us. St. Paul, writing to the Romans, is telling us, when you sin, you give the devil access in your life. Actually, the devil does not have an access in your life. He does not have access to your heart, to your mind. God has access. But when you sin, you give the devil an access. It is in a way as though you're sharing the password of your soul with the devil when you sin. And once you give him the access to your heart and your mind, then the devil starts planting all different things inside of you. He starts putting fear and insecurity, worry, anxiety, and shame and guilt, everything he plants in, because now he has access. When you have access to somebody's mobile or somebody's computer, you can then do whatever you want. You can take out whatever you want. You can add whatever you want. That's what the devil does to your soul. So my dear friends, never share the password of your soul with the devil. Do not give the devil an access in your life, because the devil then breaks into your soul like a robber. These days we hear about a lot of robberies happening, People's houses are being broken and so many valuables have been taken. People have been threatened. My dear friends, there's one of my friends who was sharing with me, his house was robbed, and he was telling me it was a very traumatic experience for him. The whole family was out, and that day the robbers struck in broad daylight. They cut open the grill and they entered the house, and they broke open the cupboard and they took gold and money and valuables and they went away. And this man was telling me that his wife, she was very much traumatized, and she told her husband, I don't want to stay in this house anymore. I can't live here. I'm getting afraid. Let's go and stay somewhere else. And her husband told her, this house I have built with so much of hard work and effort. So where are we going to go? This is our house. We need to stay here. But then she said, I don't feel safe here anymore. And this woman, she was taking her money and valuables in the bag and carrying it everywhere. She said, it's not safe in that house anymore, because those people who have done the robbery, they are not yet found. And another thing was, this lady was not getting sleep at night. That's what her husband was telling me. She could not sleep. 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, she was not getting sleep. Then she started getting sleep, but then waking up in the middle of the night, going and checking the CCTV camera, all doubt, suspicion, maybe somebody has come, Maybe somebody is there, she looks at the camera, then goes back to sleep again. Again she gets up, again goes and checks the camera. A lot of fear was within her. But then they started playing these retreats and divine UK retreats in the house. And with lot of prayers, now the situation has subsided. She is much better. My dear friends, that is what the devil does. He puts all types of fear and insecurity when he breaks into your soul. So that's why we need to keep the devil away. And we need to surrender to Jesus. Even when we fall into sin, if we have fallen into any of the devil's traps, we need to surrender to Jesus, make a good confession, and allow Jesus to cleanse your soul. Don't remain stuck in your past. Don't get stuck with that sin, with that guilt, with that shame. My dear friends, there's a nice story told. There was a lady celebrating her birthday, and her husband brought a nice gift for her. And what was that gift? It was a spade that we use in the garden, no? And this woman, she saw that gift and she told her husband, my dear, you're so creative. You brought that spade for me as a birthday gift. So is it because I like gardening? Because I dig in the garden? Is it because of that you have gifted this spade to me? And her husband told her, honey, it is not because of that. But you enjoy digging so much into the past. You keep digging into my past. You keep bringing out past issues, my past mistakes, all past history you keep raking up. And so I thought it would be better for you to take the spade and dig into the garden rather than digging into the past and spoiling our peace. So that's why I thought of this unique gift for you for your birthday. My dear brothers and sisters, let us not get stuck in our sinful past, but let us surrender and let us give all our past to Jesus, who is there to set us free through his precious blood. We need to prepare ourselves for Jesus. That's what today's gospel reminds us. Prepare yourself for Jesus. Remain alert, remain awake. Blessed are those whom the Master finds awake when he comes. How ready are you? How prepared are you? Each time you come for Mass, you receive Jesus in the Holy Eucharist. How prepared are you to receive him? This is a question that we all need to ask. We need to grow in holiness. We need to be alert. We need to be ready. Saint Anthony was like that. He was always prepared. He was always ready. And that's how you and I should be. So today, as we participate in this Holy Eucharist, let us pray for this grace to remain away from all type of satanic traps and temptations, from all types of sinful tendencies, and let us surrender our life to the Lord. Let us live in his love. For this grace, let us pray during this Holy Eucharist.